Coming out of the nightmare abyss of the piney woods of East Texas, the Random Horror Show, the best in commentary and reviews in horror, sci-fi, fantasy, cult classics, and the obscure from film, television shows, and literature. Join our horror hostess, Keisha Lacey, as she is scary, but random, horrific, but funny. Last but not least, she will chill you to the bone.
Welcome back to the Random Horror Show. I am your horror hostess, Keisha Lacey, coming straight out of the Pine Curtain, better known as East Texas. And I have a special guest for you ghouls and goblins and fiends out there. Yes, it is Hangman from the YouTube channel Captain Horror. He is here in the building, chopping it up with your
Hell
girl,
yeah.
Keisha with your girl Keisha. How you doing, Hangman? What's
Uh,
up? What's up? How you doing? How you
I'm
doing?
good, Keisha. How you?
I'm wonderful. I'm wonderful. Shoot, just chilling, chilling, chilling. Relaxing, 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 and everything. How
That
about
was an
yourself?
amazing intro. Thank you very much. I love that.
Oh, thank you. You're welcome. I try to make everybody feel good, especially up on here and everything. That's how
You
we do it
definitely
up in the.
did. I appreciate that.
That's how we do it up on the Random Horror Show. We're gonna make you feel at home. You want some wine? You want some water? You want some seltzer water? Little bit of
Absolutely.
gin, tonic.
Hell yeah.
I ain't got no juice and everything, but we got some on the rocks and stuff.
Yeah,
So
it's
you
fine.
welcome to it and
Gin straight
everything.
up. I'll take it.
Green man. Hey. So thank you for joining me and everything else.
Oh my
And
God.
I
Thank you for
want
having me. It's an honor.
no problem, no problem. Always, I want everybody to feel good and feel at home here. But like, I want you to introduce yourself to my audience and those who do not know you. Let them hear who you are, and it's your.
Sure. Absolutely. So my name is Hangman, aka Captain Horror, on the YouTube channels. You can find me on there. The link Captain Horror. I'm just a horror fan that loves to collect physical media and random horror, goodies and memorabilia, if you will. Been into horror since I was a child. I'm 42 years old now, so it's been a lifelong obsession for me. And I just decided one day I want to share this with the world and become part of a beautiful community that I discovered on YouTube a few years ago. So that's basically the gist of what I do. And I'm also a death metal vocalist in a band based in New York City. Yeah. I love it. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's basically what I sound like. There you go.
Beautiful juices and berries.
Yes, yeah.
sorry, sorry, I got a little carried away right there.
No, that's all good, baby.
Well, like, appreciate that. And like, I'm gonna say it like this: pop it for the 40s, pop it for the 40s and everything. We fine and fabulous in our 40s and stuff. So
Hell
love
yeah.
it, I love it. And like, I'm so glad that you're a part of the horror community. And of course, we welcome you. You've been doing your thing. You have like this love and passion for horror, just same as I and everything. And like, I feel that even though horror is like very, it's not like particularly niche now because now it's like becoming mainstream.
Hmm.
So I like it's like it's getting mainstream, but you sometimes gonna have some of them cookie cutter stuff and everything like
Oh yeah.
that. Oh yeah, of course, of course. But also what I've been like watching your channels and all that stuff, and you do bring out like the best awesomeness like in physical media, particularly like on your socials, like on I follow you on Instagram and your YouTube, and you just like boom 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 like just bring it out like that. And
Yeah.
you put me on the plug of Second Sight Media
Mm.
Films,
Yeah, second.
and I actually bought like Reanimator, and I also bought my friend Super Mario Brothers, the movie with Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo.
Oh, okay.
And for his birthday, his birthday gift and everything, because he loves like
Nice.
Mario and stuff. For instance, like he was like I don't know, like a sperm, in his dad's nutsack. But like, when you put that plug out like that, especially with the physical copies and stuff that you collect, I mean, like that just like blew me away because I've been looking for different horror films and some like science fiction ones that like I can't find. I don't want to look in like too regular ass and basic, but like Second Sight films actually have like some bomb ass covers and some really cool stuff that I really like don't mind spending money. So how did you uh really got into like collecting physical horror, and of course like you always got like that nice setup on your YouTube channel of like all kind of horror things. Like
Oh, thank you.
how do you like procure that? Like what brought you to YouTube? What brought you to do YouTubes and stuff like that with with your show Captain Horror?
Sure. Well, it started years ago, man. I always wanted to start a podcast. Oddly
Mhm.
enough, I'm on one right now. So,
Yay!
and this is my first podcast, by the way. I've never been on a podcast, so this is like
Oh, I
you
don't broke
popping my
your
cherry.
cherry. I did. I popped your cherry. Yes,
Oh
yes.
yeah, yeah,
Only
for
you can
sure.
see me.
But yeah, so I always wanted to do a podcast, and this dates back to about 2010. I was listening
Mhm,
to a video game podcast called Talk Radar, and it was an amazing group of guys that just really, really like held my attention. They would do 2 or 3 hour shows, and I'd listen every single week about video games, and then them just talking about random stuff. But as
mhm,
time went on, that sort of idea fell through. Nothing ever happened. And I've always been collecting physical media. That story starts back when I was a kid with VHS tapes. But
mhm,
as I got older into my 40s, I started to get back really hard into collecting Blu-rays and 4Ks. My love for it grew even more. I started buying more, and then I discovered two particular content creators on YouTube, and that is Garrett from Born to Be Rad and old CHH, aka Christian Hannah Horror. And when I
mhm,
saw their channels and their videos, it just inspired me to do what they were doing. I loved their setup. I loved their whole vibe, the way they talked about it, the way they showed their movies. And my love for this stuff was really deep. So I said, you know what? I'm going to have to try this because my podcast idea didn't happen. Maybe I can do a YouTube channel. And I
mhm,
kind of danced around the idea, and my wife would try to push me to do it. And she would
mhm.
like inspire me. She made me make videos that were so cringe, they're crazy. Like I have them still, and they're ridiculous. Like I watch them, and I cannot watch without like holding my face because I was so nervous and I didn't know what the hell to say or what to do. But after doing a few of those, I got into the groove of it, and I owe her a lot because she like threw me out into the deep end, was like, just do it already. So sick of you talking about it. You got to just do it, you know?
I love your wife. I love your wife already. Cause like you always need like that love of your life, your best friend and everything. And she like, get your words out there on the YouTube and
Yeah.
shit. Get
Yeah,
your words.
that's what she did.
She didn't have like she'd seen a vision, but that's how it is. Like when you're early stages of it, you always gonna look back like, oh my god, you gonna cringe at it. But
Yeah.
hell, you got so good at it. So bravo to the wife. Give her my love and
Yes, I
flowers.
totally will. Yes, I will. Yes, I will.
Shoot,
She's
shoot.
amazing.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Shit. God dang it. I love it when I love it. I love it when like husbands and stuff give it like the props and stuff to the wife. I was like, yes,
Oh,
yes.
absolutely. Yeah, I owe her a lot. Even though she's like, she'll never be on the channel. She's so shy. She's the opposite of the way I come off in a way. And I guess that's why we click so well. But like, she'll never, like, she's so nervous. She'll never be on camera. It's okay. I try to get her, convince her to do videos with me and, review stuff or
Uh-huh.
whatever, but she just can't do it. But she'll definitely inspire me and, like, put a battery in my back to get it done.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. We don't see her on camera, but that's okay. She's
Yeah, she's
always
behind the
there.
scenes big time.
She's
Yeah.
behind the scenes. She's literally there. You know what I'm
Yeah, she
saying?
is. She
That
is.
is so awesome. I love that. Couple goals. Hashtag.
Oh yeah.
So, like, when was your first love of horror? How did that started and stuff for you in your
Um,
childhood?
my first love began, I mean, it all started really, I was really young. I just want to tell this story real quick. My earliest memory of actually being scared from horror, and this probably kicked it off. I might have been like 2 years old in my crib, and in my apartment where I grew up in Brooklyn,
Mm-hmm.
down the hall in the apartment was the living room, and you could hear the TV on like around midnight, 11 o'clock or something. And I heard the theme song from Tales from the Dark Side playing from back in the day, like the old school theme song.
Yes.
1982, 83, that's when it came out. But it was around 83, 84. I must have been like 2 or 3 in my crib. And I heard the music and I was so terrified just from the music alone before I knew what fear even was. It instilled fear in me. And that's a vivid memory that I have. So that's like my earliest memory of horror. And what made me love horror was in 87, my brother took me to the theater to see
Mhm.
Evil Dead 2. And I was like 5 years old.
Same.
I was like sitting there seeing all this unfold and I couldn't believe it. It was insane. The experience was incredible. And it's literally the moment or the pinpoint, the point where I, became obsessed with horror itself. After that, it
Mhm.
was like, forget it. I just took off running with it.
Dang, that is like so cool though. So, like, you had an older brother that took you to go see Evil Dead 2, and
Yeah.
Evil Dead 2 came out in theaters on my birthday, March 13th, 1987, and I was 9 years old.
Nice. Yeah.
Yes,
That's awesome.
and like the whole story behind it, because when Sam Raimi came out with Evil Dead, they ran out of money. They had to shoot it like a couple of years,
Hmm.
a little bit, all of that. And then, it was like on the baddie list, like in different countries where it's banned. But, I love the genius idea that he faked a production company, Rosebud,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
like for
exactly.
it to like fly up under the radar. And I
Hmm.
love that he like was just so genius enough and clever to do that. To like, it was actually like the remake of like Evil Dead, but put the two on and stuff, and he brings back and reemerges Ash as like this hero. He was like, Ash is more like, he's like shop smart, shop S smart. This dude is like an average Joe.
Yep. Blue collar
He
dude.
like making like maybe like 50 or 60 like yearly as like a manager at this like crappy like second rate, third rate like Walmart and everything. He takes his girlfriend. I like who I'm like, man, that is like a cool like concept for like the whole storyline of like Evil Dead. And that's like one of my favorite ones,
Yeah.
films of Evil Dead. And I raised my kids like on um Sam Raimi movies and Evil Dead. I mean, even my daughter when she was younger, she watched Spider-Man, and she like loves all the Spider-Man movies because of the way she recognized a lot of like Sam Raimi's like directorial techniques and
Hmm.
act
Yes, yes.
stop motion and stuff in it.
Definitely.
And
It's
like,
definitely in there.
I mean, and when you have your kids like raised on, like horror movies, uh things like that, you like pass it down. And then like you had your older brother to do that. My aunt, she always went to the video store, the mom and pop stores, and get horror movies, and she was the one that introduced me really big time into like horror. And name is Angelique, but is they I'll say, how did that name come about? It's like from Dark Shadows. We named
Mm.
her off of Angelique from
Oh,
Dark Shadows.
wow.
I was like, well, hell, she is every bit of Angelique.
That's awesome.
But I thought that was pretty cool because, like, I was like, dang, like, really, like, my family has been, like, on the horror, like, in the horror for, like, I was like, dang, my family has been in the horror. They just don't. talk about it, just watch a horror movie and they think it's cool or shitty or whatever. But
Yeah.
I think it's pretty cool, like how you have like older, like you had your older brother introduce you into it. I have
Oh
my
yeah.
older aunt. Actually, she's about like 8 years older than me, more like a big sister, but she's my aunt, my dad's sister. But you
Hmm.
have like, back in the day, that's like when in the 80s, like horror was like really super big and stuff with the
Yeah.
slashers. And so like we grew up in a really great time period.
Yeah, we sure did. We sure did. And I'm very grateful for that, for sure. And I miss it.
Like you know what? I miss it my dang self too. But like, what do you think about like the elevator horror? Like what people were saying, like elevator horror. I'm like, elevator horror. Are we like up in the sky,
What do you
like
mean,
making
like the movie
rain or
Devil?
something? Huh?
What do you mean, like the movie Devil, like trapped in an elevator kind of deal? What do you mean?
No, it's like I read a couple articles and like people are like kind of like saying like since horror is getting in mainstream, it's getting a little bit more better, like with the graphics and everything else like that, blah blah blah. They're calling it elevated horror, like you have midsummer, like it's a
Oh, okay.
psychological horror,
I
A
see.
24, like elevated horror. And I was like, elevated horror.
I've never heard that term before. I'll be honest with you. I've never heard that term or subgenre.
I know, right? I think like I don't know. I guess what their synopsis or what they're concluding is that horror is like elevated to like a certain level. I don't know. I don't forgot my train of thought, but I
Hmm.
don't know. But
Yeah,
I think what it's trying to be saying, like smart horror, like,
I see.
it's not like the typical, slasher, final girl, everybody gets killed,
Oh, of
boobies
course,
and
yeah. Not like
all of
Hatchet or
that
anything.
stuff. Yeah, it's not as like how it was back in the day, like how horror was like very like going down like pretty much close to like pornography. And
Yeah,
so they saying
exactly.
it's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
really, it's getting sophisticated, it's getting refined. And I was just
definitely.
like, horror is not supposed to be refined. I said horror is supposed to be fucking crazy. It's not supposed
Yeah,
to be safe. It's
yeah.
not. I'm like, if you look
Yeah.
at the psychological things about
Supposed to be
horror, I mean,
uncomfortable.
yeah, like seriously, you're not supposed to be comfortable. And I was like, and you can also like understand like with a character in a horror film that facing their deepest, darkest fears and something that they may have been having some like trouble in the past, maybe it's psychological behavior or whatever, or societal, you know. And I think like with horror, it just makes us like realize, like in a psychological sense, it's like, damn, we can relate to that character. This is like what I'm going through. Shit, let me get my shit together. I think it like helps you out, like just a
Yeah,
critical, like therapeutic,
for
because
sure.
sometimes,
Yeah,
yeah, because like some people do rely horror as um, like a healing session for them.
yeah. Definitely for me. It's therapeutic for me at times.
It is. It is. It's very. It is. It's very therapeutic and stuff.
And it
And I
depends on the film. Like, I'm not gonna put on Cannibal Holocaust to wind down, but, some horror is, like, therapeutic to me, you know what I mean? Or, like, fucking Hostel or anything, but, it
oh
depends.
Jesus. You said hostile. I said, oh Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not therapeutic for me, but, stuff like Creepshow 2 or, I don't know, random stuff, House, stuff like that.
Oh man, that's a fun ass movie. House is so fun.
Yeah, it
I
is.
love I love House. It's like I haven't watched it in a while, but I love House. But like Hostel, since you mentioned that, I remember that film came out and I had my son at the time
Okay.
and I looked at it and I said, I can't.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
I was like, yeah, I'm like Billy Badass. I can handle this. I was like, nope. So like, what's your favorite like horror genre? Like zombies, vampires, what, subgenres?
I do. I do love zombie movies for sure, but I feel like there was just so much zombie stuff coming out, especially with the Walking Dead show
Hmm.
when it came out in 2010, which was good. After a while, it just became little oversaturated, that little that subgenre in a way.
Hmm.
But I enjoy those a lot. I do enjoy slashers quite a bit. That's probably my favorite subgenre, slashers. Like movies like Maniac or Madman, those type of movies for sure. Sleepaway Camp. That's a fun, amazing film to me. But yeah, I think slashers might be my favorite slashers. Yeah, for sure.
Maniac, man, that's a real good one right there. It's a
Yeah,
real
that
good
one
one.
I actually discovered late too. Like I know a lot of stuff from when I was growing up, but
Hmm.
also a lot passed me by. Like that's another thing I want to mention that my exposure to horror was kind of limited in a way because even though my brother introduced me to Evil Dead 2, like I'm the only one that's as obsessed with horror as I am. And I have like 5 brothers. There's like 6 of us.
Hmm.
So I'm the only one that's like the way I am, even though they introduced me to it. But over the
Hmm.
years, my father would be bringing home like VHS tapes that he would buy from people, and they were like secondhand, not bootleg, but sort of VHS that
Yeah.
came from like people basically stole these tapes from VHS stores. So we would buy them without the covers. And we'd be mad cheap. Like it would come up with garbage bags full of fucking tapes. And my father would buy them. And a lot of them were horror. So that's how I discovered a lot of horror. So my exposure to it was kind of limited. But
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely I'd say slashers are like my favorite, I'd say.
So, what's your favorite slasher film of all time?
Hmm. Wow, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. I want to say probably Friday the 13th part 4, the final chapter.
Not
That might be
bad.
my favorite. That might be my favorite.
Not
And
bad. Not
for a long
bad.
time it was Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge, which I
Hmm.
really love that one a lot. People like
Yeah.
shit on that movie and that's my favorite nightmare. Nightmare on Elm Street.
I still don't understand why people crap on that movie though. Like, I'm just like, yo, that's a real good one, but
Yeah,
I just
it's
don't
really good.
understand. I just never understood the whole shitting on it and stuff. And it's just it was just a different style of it, and I think that's just the reason why. And of course, like the actor, he's gay and everything.
Mhm.
And back in the '80s, I was just like, oh no, you don't say nothing about their sexuality.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah.
but I mean, but watching it as a kid, and I had this conversation with David Marino, and I watched it, and I was like, yo, that dude's gay. I mean, I already got that. I'm like, I already got it. Like,
Yeah,
boom,
yeah.
just like that. But I still like Freddie was like really scarier. Freddie was like very
Yeah, he
like
was.
omniscient. Like he was like, oh my god. I think that was like there's a couple of good scariest scenes out of that, especially oh my god, the whole swimming pool thing. Oh,
Oh,
that
it's
fucked me
amazing.
up. Oh,
Yeah,
that
"You're
fucked
all
me
my
up right
children
there.
now." Come on.
Yeah, that fucked me up right there, man. It
Yeah,
really
it was
did.
really good. Yeah,
But
it
like, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, 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 go ahead, go ahead.
No, but I was just saying like Friday 13th final chapter. That was a real good one too. And I wasn't like a big like Jason fan, but I still like the whole scenario of like counselors just doing all kinds of crazy debauchery things, and then here comes like this dude in a hockey mask and killing all them. Of course, everybody's like, always gets it wrong, like with the first like Friday 13th. Like, oh, it was Jason. It's like, no, man, it was Jason's mom that was killing
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 'cause Jason came later on and stuff, but
Yeah,
like, but
yeah,
this,
part
but
2,
that
man.
just, yeah, like, but that just like set up the premises for like Jason Voorhees to like come out on the scene.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, what you think about Jason Takes Manhattan?
I like it for it. I didn't watch it a lot growing up. I might have watched it, like, once, but as I became a
Hmm.
teenager, I would watch it more, and I kind of just, I don't know, something about it draws me to it, but it definitely is my least favorite of the Paramount years before New Line came and took Jason away and ruined it. But um
Yeah.
yeah, Jason Takes Manhattan is, it's not a great movie. It's definitely not a great movie, but I can enjoy it. I love the 80s vibe to it. The opening
Hmm.
theme is amazing to me. Song, but it's a great song. And yeah, it's just they were not in Manhattan for most of the movie. Everybody knows this. That's the big
Oh
problem with
yeah.
it. And that ending sequence with the makeup is just like, what the fuck is that? I have no idea what the hell they were doing with that makeup. But as a kid, I don't know. Like I said, it didn't bother me too much. So
Hmm.
yeah, I enjoy it on a nostalgic level, but other than that, it's not one that I go to. I'm more of a 1 through 6 kind of guy,
Hmm.
mostly.
Okay. Okay. Like what? Like I like not a fan of like body horror.
Okay.
I have no, I guess it's because of like I mean I guess I'm in the beauty industry or something like that, and it's just something about body horror that just like really just like turns me off. I tried to watch this movie called Society. Have you heard of
Oh,
it?
yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah, Society.
Yeah, they
The
do.
shunting. You're talking about the shunting in the end.
Yes. Oh my God.
Uh,
So
that's it's a good one. I like that one. I like Society.
I dared I said, okay, prepare yourself. I try to prepare myself as much as I can. I, hell, I wasn't ready for all that shit.
Yeah,
I,
it's definitely out there, man. That's yeah, very different
it,
film.
it is. It's very different. And I was just like, it's good, but it's just one of those films that I'm just not like particularly want to go watch it again.
Mhm.
And like the whole storyline is just fucked
Yeah,
up.
it is. Yeah, it is. It's like everything about it is really just, yeah, I agree. It's fucked up, but I know I can understand how you feel about it because it's definitely a niche. You got to really be into this kind of shit to enjoy it, which I am. I love it. I, I do enjoy that movie quite a bit, but yeah, it's an acquired taste, if you will.
It is. It is definitely an acquired taste, but I mean, it's good. It really is. No, don't get me wrong. It's
Hmm.
good, but it is like far out there. And but I like the storyline. The storyline is just super fucked up.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, it's like the home dude from like Baywatch is on there too. And I was like, oh man, I was like, Baywatch Billy. What I think it's Baywatch Billy, man. I was
Oh
like, I
shit.
feel for you, man. I fucking feel for you. This family fucked up. You shit. I'm like, God dang. I'm like, watch out. I'm
Oh
all like
man.
that. And like, damn, like the whole like scene what really fucked me up was like the mom and the dad and the sister, like all
Oh Jesus. Yeah.
just all Cronenberg with that shit, man.
That's definitely what they were put going for, man. Cronenberg feel.
That
Yeah, Brian using is
Cronenberg,
crazy.
yeah, that whole Cronenberg, all that shit and everything else. And I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? But it is a good one. I'm not like particularly a like person that's like enjoy like body horror, like
Mhm.
horror films. But I tell you this right here, it's another good one. And I actually rewatched it and I almost threw up. And I watched it when I was younger. The Fly with Jeff
I knew you were
Goldblum,
gonna say it.
man.
I knew it was gonna come. I was like,
Jeff, I mean,
oh man.
come on, it's not Jeff Goldblum, man. I'm like Jeff Goldblum. Jeff, hell yeah,
Oh
shit.
man, I
I had a
love The Fly. I love that movie, but it's a tough one to watch. I do agree. It's like I have to be in the mood for it. It's really
mm-hmm,
gross. It's really
it
gross.
is.
I cannot be eating when I'm watching it. I'll make sure I ate and I'm already like my food digested. It's good. I'm chilling. An hour
Yep,
later, like I'm in the pool, like I'm going back in the pool. That's when I can watch The Fly. An hour after I eat.
yep, yep. The second time, and this is my grandma. She was still alive, and we were sitting there watching The Fly. I mean, she's just like all into it and stuff. I'm getting sick, and
Oh
I'm like,
man.
"Ugh. Oh my god. Didn't have no kind of trouble whatsoever watching it as a teenager.
Yeah.
Enjoyed. Oh man, that's pretty cool. Man, he's throwing up and stuff.
Oh
And it
man.
took me back to like when I watched The Fly 2 with Eric Stoltz in the
Oh
theater. So
yeah.
like I caught The Fly 2 in theaters, and I think that's like pretty cool when you catch a good, it wasn't like well received, but it was like a mixed bag. But I found that it was all right and everything to
Yeah,
continue
it's
on.
not a terrible movie. I could watch it.
Not terrible. But yeah, I was just sitting there, I was like, oh my God. I was like, this is gross. But I made it through.
That's good. Good, good.
I powered through and everything, but I was like, God, this movie, this is, I was like, I didn't even throw up or did all that, younger, and I'm older, and I'm like, and then my grandma's sitting there like, oh wow, man, he became a fly. What just happened? She
Yeah.
was like asking all these questions. I'm like, you ain't getting sick. Like, what for? I'm like, Big
That's
Mama, come
hilarious.
on now.
Yeah, she's into it though. She's like not phased by
Yeah.
it. She wasn't phased by it. Yeah.
No, she wasn't phased by it whatsoever.
That's
Like,
cool though.
I know, right? Like, that was like so cool right there. But like, but I give it to Cronenberg and everything. But that last movie that he did was it Crimes of the Future. Oh man, I fell asleep about 20 minutes into it and I turned it off.
I haven't watched it. I have no idea how it is.
It's to me, it's the most boringest ass movie ever.
Crimes of the Future. That's it, right?
Yeah, Crimes of the Future. I was like,
Yeah.
okay,
Second Sight actually put that out, I think. They just
yeah, they
put that
did.
out.
Yeah, they
If
did.
I'm
I
not
seen that.
mistaken, I hope I'm not wrong. I think they just put that out with It Follows. I picked up It Follows.
Yeah, that was a pretty. I don't know. Like a lot of people didn't like that movie, but I think like the movie was like pretty good. And
I
stuff.
actually haven't watched it yet. It's a blind buy for me. Just throwing that out there.
I'm gonna tell you, like the whole soundtrack throughout the movie and stuff is like pretty bomb.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I keep hearing, that the music is really, really good. People praise it. So I'm
no,
probably gonna watch it tonight.
it is. It's some good ass. It's a good ass bomb soundtrack through it and shit, and it really fits the mood of like throughout the
Nice.
like sequence and the scenes and stuff with actors and actresses. So I'm gonna ask you this crazy question. It may not be crazy or whatever, no, like that, but I'm gonna
Mhm.
ask you,
Shoot.
what horror movie made you cry? What horror movie that made you break down and cry?
Mm. Oh man, a horror movie that made me cry. That's a tough one. I don't think any horror movie has made me cry. I'm thinking.
Really?
I'm thinking because I definitely well up in certain movies, but it's definitely when it's like appropriate, I guess. I'm not saying it's not appropriate in horror films,
Yeah.
but um more like drama and stuff. But oh man, I'm trying to think here. It's nothing's coming to mind. Maybe nothing. Maybe I have no soul.
Ah, I'm dead ass. I have no soul.
There you go. Yeah, that's how I should have said it.
Nothing doesn't make me cry
Oh
except
yeah.
for drama like terms of endearment.
Yeah. The Notebook. The Notebook.
Ew, the Notebook. Oh my god.
No, that's not true. No.
Oh, that
Oh
is a.
man.
I did first time watching the Notebook, but I was in a very vulnerable place. But when I
Yeah.
watched it again, I was like, "This is the most shittiest film
Yeah.
I've ever watched."
I'm not into it. My wife loves it though. She loves the Notebook. So
Oh
yeah.
god, that shit is. Oh god, I mean, like when I got my head back on straight and I watched that
Yeah,
movie again, I said, "This dude is an asshole." Fuck Ryan Gosling with his bitch ass. I was like, girl, you should have got with Cyclops from X-Men and
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
That motherfucker had your back. He really, this bitch talking about, he messing your shit up. I'm
Oh
like,
man.
fuck the Notebook. I'm like,
That's
fuck Nicholas Sparks.
oh man, that's hilarious.
But he writes romance novels and this. No, Nicholas Sparks. I don't give a fuck if you're a Nicholas Sparks fan. Fuck you. I don't like you. I read a couple of his books and everything, and I was like going through a divorce, and I
Oh,
was like,
okay.
and then I was like, and then I was thinking about, I was like, man, that Nicholas Sparks bastard right there. I was like, and I was like, cut it out, cut it out. I was like, I threw all this shit in the trash. I'm like, fuck you. Like, no, no,
Oh shit.
no, bro, no. Like,
I
I was
feel
like,
you.
ladies, he is. I'm like, ladies, he is finessing y'all. He finessed y'all for millions.
That's what writers do.
They really do. They finesse you like that. But since you can't think of one horror movie that
I'm
made you
still thinking too.
cry,
I'm like, what the fuck made me cry?
it's like, it's like what made you get emotional? Did it wasn't like any horror movie? It didn't make you cry, but like what
Ooh,
one that
okay.
made
You
you
know what?
emotional?
It just came to me. It just came to me. The Descent. The Descent made me get emotional. It was in the you ever seen that movie?
Yeah, I have.
Okay. Yeah, like towards the end, spoiler, towards the end where she seems like she gets out and you're thinking she got
Mhm.
out, but then you realize no, she's really still locked in a cave or trapped in a cave. I don't know. That brought emotion to me because it's like, holy shit, like there's no way out of that. And she has like no hope and she's just trapped in there. And I think she was alone at that point too. That made me get kind of emotional, honestly. That
Yeah,
definitely did it for me.
I
Um,
that that's a good movie right there. It's really really good, and I was rooting for her too.
yeah, that's one of my favorites of the 2000s for sure. I like that a lot, and there's not many I like in the 2000s.
I had like a time period just like that in the 2000s where I was like, man, it's not like a really like a lot of good ones and stuff that, and so I kind of like, you let me like take a hiatus and stuff.
Yeah,
But there was
yeah, I did the
one,
same.
but there was one film. It was a couple of them that I really like. They're so underrated. One of them is 30 Days of Night.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's a great one.
30 Days of
I
Night
really
was
like
just
that.
the most underrated vampire film.
It really is.
It
Josh
was,
Hartnett is great in it too.
yes, Evan. Oh man. And I was like blown away, but I just never understood like why people just wasn't like just like, yeah. Because I guess
Yeah,
because they wanted their vampires to be pretty and everything else, but I'm
I
thinking like,
guess.
yo, like vampires are not really how particular like the vampire world. They never was pretty. They were fucking creatures of the night. They look like shit. Look at Nosferatu.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
yeah, you
exactly.
like you sitting there thinking like I'm gonna get me a sexy, like pretty ass vampire and come walking in my like window, like Chris Sarandon, like from Fright Night.
Right night, yeah.
I had dreams about him when I watched Fright Night. I'm like, man, I want this motherfucker come in my window. But
Oh
instead,
yeah.
you get Nosferatu, coming walking in, them big ass buck teeth and
Oh shit.
just
Oh
just
yeah.
looking like a damn deranged Muppet Jim
Holy
Henson
shit.
creation or some shit, and
Uh-huh.
you be shit out of luck because you thinking you getting something fine. No, you got a damn mutant on your hands. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah,
but I
that's why I
like,
failed. That's why I failed.
but it was just showing like how the brutality, like how they just rolled up in there and knew that shit, son ain't gonna come out and everything. We're gonna fuck everybody up in this little old
Mhm.
bitty town.
It's crazy. It's a great
And
movie.
it is a great movie. I just love how like bloodlust they were, and they spoken in like a ancient language, and we just really just haven't just heard like a very ancient. There's a couple of vampire movies that had like, oh, they have an ancient language and stuff, but they broke
Mhm.
it down in that ancient ass language and shit. They wasn't like, I'm gonna go speak some English and shit. No, they just like they do that.
Yeah.
And the way how they just didn't like they finna go and get like a fresh press and like iron, like take their clothes to the cleaners and shit. They just didn't give a damn about the outfits. They just come there to eat. and get full and ship off to the next place. And I like how Josh Harder, he really did. He carried the shit out of that movie, though. He really did. He did excellent. And I like how he carried that movie. And for spoiler alert, he dies at the end. And that, like, you know, it was like it was like a no, like, like situation, like everybody going to make it and stuff. And plus, he was like going through some stuff with his wife also. So you had like that sub story of that, and that like really made me like sad, because he really loved his wife, and then his grandma got messed up. His brother got saved, made sure his brother was fine and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it was like it was very touching, at the end with his wife, and they're gonna go through this divorce and all that stuff, and this shit happens, and she was right there with him, even though he saved like majority, part of the town of the survivors.
Yeah.
He really did put his all into it, from a vampiric motherfuckers that come on a damn leaky ass boat like some Mortal Kombat shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was like, that was really one of the underrated vampire films during that time. It's been a couple of them. I just
Yeah,
can't
one of
think
the
of
better
them
ones
off.
also of the 2000s for sure.
Yeah, the 2000s, but that's like cool. You like, got emotional, and on the descent, like she like went through a lot, especially, the best friend and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Was sleeping with her husband, and then
Yeah.
she
Oh,
lost her
yeah,
husband
yeah.
and her
That's
kid.
right.
And that's the reason why I
Mm.
was rooting for her, because I was like, she didn't
Mhm.
deserve none of that shit whatsoever. And I just
Exactly.
felt like,
Exactly.
and I felt like, like how like you have like a female like friend circle, and they always say the one that's the best friend, the one that's closest to you, always fucking around with your husband and shit like that. It's not like some like, you know, roundabout, like a chick somewhere else and everything. It's the one that's like right there, you telling everything to is your best friend. And it like, and it's like with some situations that does happen. And it's
Yeah.
crazy. And I know a couple people that shit has happened to. I'm like, God dang.
Mm.
But but yeah, I mean, that was a real good film, and you do feel a lot and very emotional like for her. But
Mhm.
I would tell you one movie I actually did like broke down and fall to pieces,
Okay.
snot boogers and everything else. And I was 10 years old. I shit you not, RoboCop. Even though people think,
Really?
yeah, because it's
When he got
Frankenstein.
killed?
Um, not when he got killed.
Okay.
It was more of when he was like trying to figure out if he's Alex Murphy
I
or he's
see.
RoboCop, because that's like the whole Frankenstein story with it.
Mhm.
And Frankenstein is one of my favorite books, film, my OG horror monster of all time.
Yeah.
And I felt like the Paul Voorhees did a very good job of like directing like the emotion and the music that was with it.
Yeah.
And one part, and the part that really like just tore me to pieces, is when he went back to the house
Mhm.
and he was
I
walking
remember.
through, and all these memories started flooding, that he had a family, he had a son. His son's like, show me, dad, like, how you doing, just like on TJ Laser, you
Yeah.
know and he was just getting so pissed off and angry, because he's like,
Mhm.
I done lost everything in my life. What the hell I am? I'm a property of OCP. Oh man, I like lost it. And
Wow.
then like my brother and my cousin, they looked at me like, why are you crying? I'm trying to hide my face with a pillow. I'm like, you don't understand how sad this shit is. That man is going through some shit.
Mhm. He lost
Like
everything.
he lost everything. He died. He came back. He's something else. He's like struggling to see if he's man or machine. What is he and stuff? He's trying to figure out every fucking thing. And you have like all these external and these internal things that's what's going on. I said, that's a lot. And I mean, I literally, and I still cry to this day when I watch RoboCop. I still cry
Wow.
because it just gets me like that. Even when they was in the factor when he first got shot, he died and stuff. And the only person that had his back was Lewis, his partner.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like some real ass shit to me. Like that shit real. She had your back. Like you both had each other's back and stuff. Even though you was there on the job first day, you got killed the first day and everything. But like she just knew. I mean, it could have been like where she just could have like said, "Oh, okay, it's just a partner." The way
Exactly.
how dystopian Detroit was and
Mm-hmm.
everything else. But like she's like, it's something about this fella that I like about him. He seemed like very morally just, ethical and everything. Where I know like there's a lot of people in OCP and in the police department is crooked. So
Yeah.
you had like that, like underlying, like things of that nature going on, like within that story. And it don't even have to be like, like shown like that. It was very subtle, but you could still catch it. And I caught that shit at 10 years old. I was like, the hell? I was like, "Am I a genius?" I was like, "Nah, shit. I'm just into the damn movie. Nah, nah. I just picked up a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
within it, and I was like, fuck yeah." But yeah, that was the movie that made had me snot crying,
Wow.
boohooing, boogers. The remake, hell no. Even my son was like, the old one is better than the remake.
Yeah, I've never even seen the remake. I haven't watched it yet. I don't know if I'll ever watch it.
I mean, I'm gonna say it like this: take a chance, watch it and everything. I rather for like, when I do like movie reviews, I tell people like, watch it. It's trash to me, but watch it to your discretion and stuff
Yeah.
because don't let my shit like hold you back from like watching something. You may like it, you may not like it, you may find it okay. Just don't go by like my words and stuff. I'm just letting you know what the hell it is and everything, what's it all about. But you may love it, you may hate it, whatever like that. This my shit, this my opinions. I stand on this and everything. The end. That's how I
Yeah.
be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
I respect
is
it.
that right, right. You gotta respect the game. Go respect the game. All right, I have some trivia questions
Mm,
for
boy.
you.
Oh
Um,
boy.
bum, 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 bum. I don't have no soundboard, no nothing like that. We ain't that damn technical over here and
It's
stuff,
all good.
but
Look at that. Look at that. I love it.
all right, you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. First trivia question. What author said in an article that this movie, The Changeling, scared the living daylights out of him? What author said the 1980 movie, The Changeling, scared the pants out of him
Mm.
or scared the daylights out of him?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know that answer, so I'm just gonna say an obvious one. Was it Stephen King?
There you go! Ding, 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 ding. Yes!
Awesome. Yeah.
Yes! 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 Awesome! Cool
Oh shit. But
beans.
I'll be honest. I do vaguely remember that I reading that, and I'm like, damn, was that Stephen King? That's so obvious. Maybe it was him.
Yep, it was. Yep, Stephen King.
Cool. Cool. Cool.
Yeah, the master of horror said the changeling scared the daylights out of him. I was like,
That's a great
same
film.
here. Oh man, that beginning, bro.
Oh yeah.
The
Yeah.
beginning
Yeah. With the
when
truck
I
and
that.
yeah. Hmm.
Oh yeah, when I seen that beginning, I said, "Oh, it's gonna be some shit up in here."
Oh
And
yeah.
then I had my covers and stuff like pulled up to my eyes, and that and I love, and it's like rare, few and rare in between horror movies that have me pulling my uh covers to my eyes, or me taking my hand and covering my eyes. And that was one of those movies that literally had me cover my eyes. And there was like not like some spooky ghost or whatever. It was just the sounds, everything. It was real perfect. I felt
Yeah.
that movie was freaking perfect. Boom. Oh my God, George C. Scott like, ah, crazy. All right, second question. I'm gonna like ask this second question and everything, which since you like grew up in the 80s, and I had like people that grew up in the 80s answer this question. Name the least popular flavor of fruit roll-ups. Mm,
The least popular flavor of fruit roll-ups? Oh man.
uh-huh.
Was it like the rainbow one?
No, 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 no. Think back in the 80s, bro. Come on
Man.
now. You 3 years
I,
younger than me and everything. You 3 years younger than me. You said you
uh,
42. I'm
yeah,
45.
yeah, yeah.
Think back. Think back, bro.
Was it
What
orange?
was No. It wasn't no damn orange flavor.
I don't know. I don't know. See,
Man,
now
you
you
didn't eat
stumped
no
me.
fruit roll-ups?
I did. But if it was least popular, they weren't buying it for me.
I'm screaming. You were peddling fruit roll-ups at school, selling them for $1.
I love the strawberry one, so I don't know. I don't know which one was least popular. Was it grape?
They didn't have no grape, man. I have this empty water burger cup sitting right next to me. I'm gonna pop you aside. I'm gonna dock you with this straw.
Tell me, I can't. I don't know the answer.
Apricot, apricot,
Apricot. Oh my
apricot,
god.
apricot, apricot, tomato,
Yeah.
tomato.
Yeah.
Ap- It was the least favorite of the fruit roll up gang because strawberry is the popular one, cherry was the popular one,
Yeah.
but
See,
the
I always
least
got
favorite
strawberry.
one was apricot, and that shit was nasty.
Oh man, I didn't even know that was a fucking flavor.
Yeah, that was a flavor. I remember that flavor too. And we didn't eat like fruit rollers like that back in the day because that's too expensive. I'm like, no, it's not. It's like $1, so 90 is $1.79. But then again, you think about it, milk was $1 and something back then.
Exactly. Exactly.
Shit, we had it good back then. Shit, you can get your mama, daddy cigarettes and stuff. Went to the store. Oh, your mom need a pack of
Mm-hmm.
cigarettes. Yup. Pay that man and everything. We could be like 8, 9 years old, walking to back from the house from the store with my mama pack of cigarettes. But we know one damn thing: we better not open them motherfuckers up because you stick your hands up.
Same here. Same here. I
All
used to
right,
get them
that's
too.
that's yeah, for real. We know that stuff. We like, dang, nigga, when we open it, we curious and everything, but like we had common sense. If I open these cigarettes and everything, I'm gonna get my butt beat. No, I'm not gonna chance
Hell
that.
yeah.
Yeah, it was like that before. You know how they said fuck around and find out. That was like
That's
before
right.
they started saying it. Now, oh yeah, we knew about the fuck around and find out a long time
Mm-hmm.
ago.
Hell yeah. Growing up in the 80s, hell yeah. My parents are the
Hey,
same.
I know, right? I know, right? So, okay, third question and everything else of like random trivia.
Mm.
What popular singer starred in the movie of Tales from the Dark Side?
Popular singer in the movie Tales from the Dark Side. That was Blondie.
What's her real name?
Oh God. Debbie Harry.
There you go. There you go. Yes. And she's from New York. So, like,
Yes,
I have
yes,
to throw her New York shit
yes. Hell
because you
yeah. I
from
met
New
her too.
York.
I've met her before. I met her on an
Oh,
elevator.
oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh my God. How was
Yeah.
she?
Huh?
I was like, how was she? Like, how
Oh,
was she like?
she was great. She was awesome. Very, very cool. I didn't have anything like this was before camera phones. I mean, well, not camera phones, but before smartphones. This was like in 2000, 2001. I was working delivery for Whole Foods Market and I was delivering groceries to her building. And I guess she was on the elevator going down and we spoke a little bit. I was like, oh my God, Blondie. And she's like, hey, how you doing? She was really cool. Really cool. Yeah. I
Wow.
met quite a few people in the city. I used to work in Manhattan, just driving around delivering groceries. So I met a couple of celebrities.
That's pretty cool. That's like super, super cool right there. My ex mother in law, she met Matt McConaughey at a party.
Mm, that's an awesome guy. I would love to meet him.
And oh, she cheered me out. She's like, yeah, she's like, I was being a nanny, babysitting, this guy she worked for, his daughter. And he told us to come back. And she's like, okay, I'll come back, he's having a party. And so she just looked up and she just like, it was Matt McConaughey. She's like, damn, that man was fine.
Nice.
So I was like, I bet. She's like, "Mm, yeah, he's good looking. I was like, don't let your husband hear you say that out loud.
Oh
she's
my
like,
god.
she's like, man, he's not only him, she's like very nice, friendly, and like pretty laid back and stuff. And she's like, I actually party with Matt McConaughey.
Oh, that's awesome. Wow.
I was like that. I was like, that's freaking awesome right
Oh
there.
yeah.
I know, right? I was like, that's pretty cool. All right. Fourth trivia question. This is like this is more of just a randomness. This is just like extra randomness right here.
Okay.
All right. What would you prefer? Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
For real?
Yeah. 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 Coke. Yeah. I mean, if I had to choose between the two, I'd go for a Coke.
Really?
Yeah, really. I do enjoy Pepsi. Don't think I don't. But I'd probably choose the Coke over the Pepsi. That's what drink in the past. I've drank all my life, but I actually stopped drinking Coke. That's too
Oh,
much.
that's
I gotta
good.
yeah. Well, no, don't think I don't drink soda. I just drink 7 Up. I don't know if that's any better, but
No, no, I'm a big, huge fan of Seven Up in this house. In this
yeah,
household, it's
7 Up is
seltzer
great.
water,
And I do like
ginger
seltzer
ale,
water
and
too. Yeah.
and Seven Up.
Yeah, the clear light sodas, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the Uncola.
Yeah, there you go. The Uncola. Shit, I forgot about that.
Yeah, the Uncola. I grew up on that. My grandma like had me drinking like a lot of Seven Up because she's like, no, the dark soda will give you kidney issues.
Yeah,
Drink Seven Up. Okay. So I grew up on Seven Up, and that's the only thing I buy. It's like Seven Up. I'll buy Pepsi for my other grandma,
yeah,
because they love like my grandma and grandpa love Pepsi, and I was like Pepsi. So I just drink it just because she drunk it, just
yeah.
to join her and everything. And now they both passed away. So
Mm.
as an honor, I buy a Pepsi for them, and I go to their graves, and I have two cups, and I pour
Well, that's
Pepsi.
nice.
Yeah, I was like, y'all
Sorry for your loss.
thirsty? Here y'all some Pepsi.
Oh shit.
And I talk just like this to them. I was like, they were alive because
Yeah,
I'm just straight up. I was straight up silly with them, just
yeah.
straight silly and everything else.
That's
But
beautiful.
yeah, they were pretty awesome grandparents and stuff. And though they were fucking strict.
I can imagine. Most grandparents were.
Gee, oh my god. But
Yeah, mine were strict as well.
but in a way, it's like it made it like I seen a lot of things what they were trying to, teach my
Mhm.
brother and I and all that. And I'm like, damn. I was like, man, I'm glad I got some of this because like I see people now like my age and like older or like people like younger, and I'm just like, you need to put some foot in that shit right there. You need like that and stuff, and my tone like turns into like damn and everything. And I'm
Oh,
like, I'm
man.
not on this pussy ass shit now. I'm not I'm like, I'm sensitive, but I ain't that damn sensitive. Y'all need to get. But like for real, like I mean, I get it. I really do. I mean, it's a different time era and stuff. How they grew up taught us a lot of that. But I see why.
Yeah,
I was like, because some of that stuff does come in handy, and I was like, ooh, Whew, thank you, Jesus, I had them in my life.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I don't know. Coke kind of like fell off for me. It gets too flat.
Well, yeah, it can. I mean, that's why I kind of like stopped drinking it too. I don't know. It's not as good as 7 Up to me for sure. And yeah, like when I was drinking a lot of cola, Coke was my go-to. I don't know. It just was. I feel like it's that acid is a stronger bite, if you will, than Pepsi for me, that
Mhm.
sort of acidity.
Yeah, it does. But I need to go to like the Coke like place down in Atlanta. That's like pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you need to
I've never
like
been down there.
yes, yeah, you need to like it's pretty cool and everything. But like they have like the whole like Coke, factory and the telling the history of Coke, and you buy like
Oh, nice.
Coke merchandise and everything else like that. It's pretty freaking cool and stuff. I went down there.
I'll check it
It
out.
was like
Yeah.
yeah, I think it was for a Dragon Con that I went down there because they have Dragon Con this
Mm,
past like it's usually like happens like Labor Day weekend and the like the coolest thing about like Atlanta that have a lot of things that's just going on like every week through the weekend and everything else. And I took a break from the con and stuff, and I went to go to the Coca-Cola factory and check everything out, and it was pretty
that's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Fifth and final trivia question.
I'm ready.
Name the artist who sings Blue Flowers.
All right, well, you got me. I don't know that answer. You got me.
Dr. Octagon.
Oh,
Blue
okay.
Flowers.
Okay. No, I did not know that. I did not know that.
That's all right. That's all right. There's a lot of people that don't know a lot of stuff. I mean, you'll be quite. Hey, I was quite surprised. Like this dude, like Matt Michelli, he like finished the lyrics to 3 6 Mafia Slob on my knob. And I
Nice.
were, yeah, that like snatched all my little baby hairs and my edges and everything. I said, "Excuse me, sir." He's like corn on the cob, checking with me, and I was like, "Wait a minute."
That's hilarious. Oh my god.
It's very I love like surprises like that. And of course I'm gonna tell you, Hangman, you really didn't win not a damn thing, not a zilch or anything else. But thank you so much for participating from the bottom of my heart. And I'm glad you like just had a good time like with
Oh,
these
absolutely.
bullshit ass trivia questions. Some of it's like real dumb, some of it's like I don't freaking know, and some of it's like, oh, okay, then yeah, I know this one right here. At least you
Yeah.
got the first one, and you trusted your gut,
Yeah, I
and you
did.
knew it
I had
was
to trust my gut on that one.
everything. You sh- you sure the hell did. That
Oh
questions
man.
are random as shit. It could be horror, it could be anything about food. It
Yeah.
don't even fucking matter.
I love it. I love
That's
it.
just how random as shit it is. You got anything else coming up on your channel? Any
Well, yeah,
new physical copies?
yeah, I've actually been a little quiet lately. There's a lot of stuff going on. I haven't uploaded in a while, but I did want to put up a video of my new pickups, what I've been picking up over the last few months at least. And I actually just got in that new set, the Psycho Form 4 film collection from Arrow Video. They just put it out in the UK, and
Mm-hmm.
I got it from Diabolic DVD. So it's a beautiful set with all 4 Psycho films, and I'm probably gonna end up doing a video on that, like a sort of a review or just a showcase on the set because it's gorgeous. It's a beautiful set. Other than that, maybe a Waxwork Records unboxing as well. But I just need to
Okay.
get stuff situated. Like right now, things are kind of crazy for me, so that's why I haven't been putting any video, any content out on the channel, but hopefully I could get back into it. At least I want to try to do one video this weekend so I could start editing soon. But other than that, not much going on. Just working with the band too. I'm gonna head back in the studio soon to record another album or probably a EP, but that'll be happening very soon with the band.
Nice, nice, nice. Life gets so busy with a lot of
Yeah,
things.
yeah,
And
it does.
I feel you on that right there too, cause like I busy, and then I've been kind of chilling out for a moment and stuff. Um, and it's a lot of like, we get sick. Like I had to like kind of chill out a little bit because I was like, ooh, I'm getting a little bit overwhelmed with social media, and I'm getting a little bit
Yeah.
too overwhelmed, like, you know,
No, it
uh,
definitely gets like that for me too. Definitely.
with the podcast and stuff. And so that's the reason why I was like, you know what, what you told me, we've been in contact and everything else for like past couple weeks and everything.
Yeah.
Actually, month, like it was like in June, July, or
Yeah.
something like
Yeah. It
that.
was like June. Yeah. It was.
Yeah,
Well,
it was
yeah.
somewhere around there and everything. But like stuff happens, and I kind of had like a little bit. I was like, "Ooh, I need to chill out." It was like the anniversary of my grandmother's passing, and
I see.
I was
Yeah.
like dealing with like a lot of like that mentally, and I was like, "All right, let me tiptoe back in." I still have stuff that's like in editing mode that I have not even like edited, like a
Oh,
couple of
same here.
movies that.
Same
Yeah,
here.
it's
I
like
do
a
have a
couple.
video I did that I'm sorry. I want to say I do have a video that I did record that I was
Mhm.
editing and I just stopped editing. I kind of hated it. And I'm just gonna like totally scratch it. But I have like two videos that are just in editing mode and I haven't really messed with them. So I know exactly where you're coming from with that.
Yeah, for real. I mean, it just gets like that, and then it's sometimes like like you look at it like, let me go scratch it. This has been a couple of stuff that I like scratched out too, but then it's like some you just look at it still in the queue, and you just look at you like, all right, let's go ahead
Hmm.
and do it. And then you be just be mentally prepared and like ready to like get it out there and just like, yeah, I'm happy. But
Yeah.
I totally feel you. I like right there and stuff. But like I was gonna like ask you, um shit. I don't forgot. It was this
I know how that go.
particular movie that like no, I was gonna ask you this question. It's gonna come back around and everything. Like, what would you feel like is so much better to like watch movies like 4K or what? And like still, and I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna sound like a little bit ignorant. Like I'm just like, what is a steel book? Because I'm a little clueless on that. Can you explain that to me?
Sure.
Like,
Well, steelbook has to do with the actual packaging of the release. So
mhm,
most releases come in like Amray cases, plastic cases that have,
mhm,
either a swivel disc tray or just a disc tray in the middle. The steel books are actually made of metal. They're like they're steel. They're not, I don't know if they're actual steel actually, but they're like metal cases and they usually come with a lot of cool artwork on them, sort of done on the metal case. So that's what a steel book is. It's just
okay,
literally the packaging is mimicking metal steel.
oh,
And
yeah,
4K, like I do love 4K. I do think that it's worth buying. I
mhm,
don't think it's absolutely necessary because a lot of Blu-rays look amazing right
mhm,
now. Like they still look good. And to get into 4K, it's kind of an investment. You got to buy the player, you got to make sure you have a compatible TV, and you got to make sure you have the connections right, the right wiring and all that, like the USB. I mean, I'm sorry,
mhm,
the HDMI cable is like it's a higher. You need to get like a really high speed one to get that really great picture. So there's a lot that goes into collecting 4K. So I say it's worth doing if you're that type of collector, that type of fan that's going to be willing to invest money into having the greatest picture. But I love it. I'm all in. And I only have a PS5. I don't have like a dedicated 4K player, which is my next step.
okay. Thank you for like all the tech and like explanations and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
I'm confused, and I was like, what? what is that? Googling, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna ask somebody who does know about this stuff. Let me like talk to Hank.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah. 4K is great. If you got the compatibility, if you have the equipment or whatever, the player and the TV, I say it's beautiful. Like I was just watching Halloween 3 in 4K that Scream Factory put out, and it looks fantastic. It looks amazing, like so bright, and there's so many daylight scenes in that movie, so it really pops. That clear, crisp picture from a movie that was released in 1983, which is insane.
shut the front door. That's like pretty cool. Speaking of you saying, hey, you have a PS5.
Yeah.
Did you get that Mortal Kombat, man? Did you
I
get
get it
that
yet. Shit, no, I didn't pick it up. I did not. I still have to get the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game as well. uh, yeah, I gotta get
Yeah,
those games.
I don't have like no last gaming device console was like a PS3, and that's when I was married. When I was in the games, I don't play games and stuff. That just I don't know. It just like left me. It's called maturity, and I'm just menopause age. But like when like the MK like one like hit, and I seen like the trailers and shit,
Yeah, it's
I was like,
amazing. It looks amazing.
I was like, oh snap!
Hmm.
I need to get with somebody that has a PS5 or something because I want this game. Like
Yeah, it
I
looks
was
great.
just yeah, I was like shaking and like getting like all excited and stuff. Now that I will tell you, it don't matter if I get to be 80 years old. That game is always gonna be in my heart no matter what. And that was my Sweet 16 gift, a Sega Genesis and Mortal Kombat.
Oh, that's awesome. Wow.
Yeah, I know. I
That's
didn't get
awesome.
no car, no sweet 16 birthday party, no nothing like that, a tennis bracelet, nothing like that. But I got a Sega Genesis and Mortal Kombat. But I was like, okay, Dad. I was like, I'm not a dude, but you know what? Cool. And I was a little bit of a tomboy also, but
Hmm.
I was like, all right, I'm cool, with that and everything. I let my mom get all the stuff and everything because I'm really like girly, girly. But I was like,
Yeah.
okay, Dad, all right, cool. And I love that game. So like that game will always gonna be like top notch for me. I grew up with this game, played like pretty much like all of like everything. I've seen like how I mean the animated version, the animated like movies, the
Yeah.
shows, I mean even like the live action shows and stuff. I
Oh yeah.
watched all that. It just took over for me like anything like Mortal Kombat like related. I'm gonna watch it. I mean, I watched the movie and I was just like, okay. I mean, it was not bad. It wasn't like terrible, but I don't know and like the chick with the vampire, like bat wings,
Yeah.
what's a guitar, and
Yeah. Yeah.
that chick was skinny though. I said no. I said Natara had them big ass titties and that booty. She was thick.
Yeah.
I said, how in the hell they get this ballerina looking ass chick on here? I said, no, she thick like a stickle.
That's
I said, poor
hilarious. Hell yeah.
representation right there. Poor representation. I was upset. Poor representation.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I want to play that game so badly. I don't care if I don't even like I lose, and I don't even know half the things from like the what is like 5 or 10 buttons and
Yeah.
knobs to
Yeah.
push the game. I don't give a shit. I'm
Yeah. It's
still
just
gonna
fun.
play it.
Just want to
It
have
is.
some fun.
It's fun. I don't. You know what? I actually did play the last one was a MK11 at a
Yeah, I got that one. That one I have. I love
yeah.
that game.
I love that game too at a kid's birthday party, but it was like her birthday party because she turned 7. And she was like literally like shading and just flaming me up. "Ugh,
Yeah.
you don't know how to play. You sorry. You suck at this. You're
I think you
supposed
could
to
play
know
as
how
RoboCop in that game as well.
yes, yes. She was playing RoboCop too. Me and her was playing it and like she whooped my tail and I was like, okay. And I was just like, so she's like, you're just a sore loser. And I was like,
Oh
you know what?
wow.
You know what? You're 7, and I'm gonna give you a chance because this is your birthday. If any other day, you wouldn't have
Yeah,
made it.
that's right.
But it's your birthday
Let-
party, and I'm gonna let you have it. But yeah, I told her, I was like, I'm just having fun with it, and I was like, yo, I'm like, but then these kids, they like trying to make it like so competitive. I'm like, we just played these games just to have fun. Like, like it's like when you play with them, it's like I don't even feel like playing with y'all because y'all don't even make it fun for me. Like you make it like so competitive
Yeah,
and you take the like you take the fun out of it,
I know people
from
like that for
getting
sure.
all
They get too
yeah,
serious with
getting all yeah, they get too serious with it, they just take the piss out of it and they
it.
throwing the controller down and being like really like a sore loser at it.
Yeah.
This is technology. These are fictitious characters. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It's not real life. It's not real life now. You know, if it was real life, your ass will be dead if this happened. But I'm just saying, just have some fun. Just have fun with it. Kick back and everything else. But I just like y'all just took the piss out of like having fun with these. And that's the reason why I'm like, I just want to just play this game with somebody fun and not somebody flaming me and everything because I just don't know all the buttons and moves. And you know what? I played Melina and I still remember them same moves when she teleported and threw out her size.
Oh
Melina was
yeah,
my girl right there. Melina is my girl. She will always be my girl forever.
that's a great character. I love that character.
She is a great character, and people be sleeping on Shiva too. I played Shiva in MK3. I love her too.
Mm. Oh, MK3. Yeah, I had that for what did I have that for? I think it's Super Nintendo or something. Yeah, yeah. That was cool
Yeah,
shit.
like yeah, it was like a pretty cool like. But I like how they kind of like did the like rearranging. Like it was like the same people that did like MK2
Hmm.
and like one, that was like there that like played like different characters. Like what was up with Mopek on M3? I was like, what is this light ball? These damn like light bulbs all over his head like Mopek. I'm like, who is this? Mopek. These light
I don't know.
he just it's like we just throw out a random character. We just throw some light bulbs on him and stuff. And then uh it's like another character that my son like meet. And I was like, I can't even play that dude.
Meat.
Yeah, I couldn't even like it was another character like in the MK universe meet. I was like, I can't play that
Mm.
dude. Like he just like gross and everything. I was like, I can't do him. Like like I try and I'm just really I just don't like a lot of body and stuff, But
Yeah,
looking at meat, I was like, oh no, oh I'm finna throw
bringing
up.
back those memories.
Oh yeah, it was like bringing back like a lot of PTSD for me.
Body horror PTSD.
Yeah, I know, right? I know. But so we're gonna be doing a close, and I enjoyed you so much, Hangman.
Well, thank you
You're
so
the
much for
like
having me, Keisha.
you're welcome, dude. But like, tell everybody where they can find you, your socials, all that great stuff. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, if you feel like you want to do a shout out to anybody out there, your band, your bandmates, your wife, anybody, do that and everything. Hell, even the people you buy like, steel books and 4Ks and shit.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I'm serious because what you've been, you got me on like buying some cool stuff from like Second Sight Films, and they got some real good stuff.
Yeah.
Limited supply, but they really do got some good stuff.
Yeah, for
All right.
sure. For sure. Yeah, well, if anybody is interested, you could find me on YouTube at Captain Horror. One word. Same for Instagram and TikTok. That's the only other two socials that I have. And yeah, as far as shout outs, I just want to shout out Garrett from Born to Be Rad. That's my man right there. He really helped me, to try to get this YouTube thing going, and maybe not intentionally, but just watching his videos. And then we became really cool friends and we started working together, did a live stream on his channel at one point. So really want to give him a shout out. And just want to shout out my wife, just like you said, because she helped me a lot with this too, very intentionally. And shout out my band. You already did it for me. Definitely my boys, man. Definitely love working with them. Been with them for like 7, 8 years now. Wow, it's gonna be 8 years. Holy shit. Time
Awesome.
flies. Time flies. And really looking forward to the future with them and what music we're gonna put out. And as far as like releases, you keep mentioning Second Sight. If anybody's interested in buying any of those releases from Second Sight, the fact that they're UK releases, you have to import them. But if you go to Diabolic DVD, they import it for you, and all you got to do is pay them the shipping, which is like a flat rate of $5, so you don't have to deal with going to a international site to get these releases. Diabolic DVD, the best place that you can go for these releases. Grindhouse Video is another one too, so shout out to those two companies, because I think they're really, really awesome in bringing physical media to everyone that loves collecting and is a part of this really, really awesome community.
Thank you so. Thank you again for putting everybody on their plug and stuff. And I'm definitely gonna check out like Diabolical and stuff like that.
Yeah. They have a lot of
Yeah.
you want that Second Sight love, that goodness for sure. They're the ones. And even like other releases from Arrow, like this Psycho set that I just recently got is
Mm-hmm.
also a UK release. And I bought it from Diabolic and I didn't have to pay that crazy, import fee if I would have ordered
Right.
directly from Arrow in the UK.
Heck yeah. Shoot. Thank you for the plug. Thank you for the
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
plug. Oh God. Oh, swear on crib, y'all. Swear on crib. Y'all better any of y'all physical media collectors in horror, science fiction, any like subgenre we're out there. Get up on it. Shit, write it down. Google it, everything else. I'm just trying to tell you, he giving free gems. He dropping them down like that. And of course, thank you so much. I had like a pleasure. It's been like wonderful to like have you and everything. And like
It's been wonderful being here.
I'm so glad I'm like your first of like popping your podcast cherry.
Oh yeah, definitely my first. First podcast. First podcast.
Yeah, but hey man, like for real, you did like a very beautiful job and like, you know, you fam here like at the Random Horror Show. It ain't like I got a whole army of people and everything. It's just me just running this bitch and stuff, you know what I'm
Well, I'm
saying?
very happy to be a
But
part of it.
like
Thank you very much, Keisha.
you welcome and everything. And check him out. Please check him out. He brings like some good stuff and everything. And that is it. And thank you all for listening to the Random Horror Show.